Hi, everybody. It's Angie Nuttle with the VIP Center for Business Women, and you are watching Coffee Talk this morning. And I have a super fabulous guest with me today, India Brown. Hey, India.
Hi, hello, good morning.
How's life today?
I'm doing pretty well. It's Friday, so Friday.
Friday. Oh, I love that. I'm going to have to, who coined that, I wonder?
I don't know, but I love it. And, when you're going on social media, you see everyone excited, and it's the Friday. It's probably the same person that did Wednesday Hump Day.
Yeah.
I don't know. So they may be the same people.
I wonder if they're profiting off of that. We'll have to investigate that.
Maybe. And then how many of us would have to pay them because we all use it
That's
now.
right. Oh my gosh, copyright. Well,
right.
And that reminds me, so last week at VIP Week,
Oh, yeah.
we actually had a guest speaker who came, or one of our speakers who was talking about trademarking and copywriting. And man, you can make a lot of money if somebody infringes on your trademarks, right?
And that's probably the important reason of getting your things trademarked.
Yes.
I think it was Trezene that was
Trezene.
here.
Yes.
I follow her. I really love her. A lot of the work that she's been doing for the community and helping get things trademarked. So yeah.
And she's an entertaining
Is
speaker.
she? I have not heard her speak yet. Oh, I have to
Yeah.
come watch her another time.
Yeah, she's incredible. So speaking of speakers, you were a speaker at VIP Week.
Yes, it was very exciting. I love doing that here, though. I think the audience here, they're amazing women, and they're coming to get fed. And so, when, I was asked to come in and do the talk, I thought I want to do something that's going to help people, especially entrepreneurs being one. So it was a struggle picking a topic because there's so many things that you can help with. But it seemed like the theme overall was just about changing the way you think about things. And so I wanted to kind of follow that thing. But oh my gosh, it was so exciting. I met some amazing women when I was here, made a couple of connections. So that was fun. Yeah.
Great. Well, I'm just so grateful that not only were you a speaker, but you are a 2023 sponsor for the VIP Center. Yes. So thank you for that.
You are welcome. I truly believe in what you're doing here. I love the investment.
Yeah. And, I just remember the day that we were talking about the sponsorship. It's actually a sponsorship partnership, and we're actually helping each other.
Yes.
You have helped us financially, and because of you and other sponsors like you, we were able to hold VIP Week and fray our costs, which is, it's a small business. That can be a lot. Things can build, especially when you're putting on events. Yeah. But also with that, the partnership is that we want to lift up businesses just like yours and help elevate you and help bring visibility to you. So, and that's one reason why we're doing the contract.
Oh my gosh. You guys are definitely connecting with the people out there in the Go Live space and social media space. And I think what I love that you all do too is you try to keep connected. Yeah. I love the things that you do to keep your audience engaged, to keep your members engaged. So as a sponsor, it just made sense to partner with, like you said, and just participate in this with you. I absolutely love it. And as a woman, again, woman small business owner, I absolutely understand the challenges that you have to go through. So I think it's almost a responsibility of mine to support other women in this space too.
I love you.
Oh, I love
you too. That was so awesome to say. So, so let's go ahead and just dive in.
Okay.
And I know you, but let's let everybody else know, well, who are you and what's your background?
Yes. So, I think people ask this question all the time because I think they see the yellow sun, PM phase. So I personally, worked in corporate America for years, right? I worked as in project management for one of the largest hospital systems here in the city, and I loved it. Promoted every probably 3 or 4 years. Always got a promotion. So always engaged in the community. We work with a lot of physicians and hospital groups. I loved my providers, helping them do organizational changes, things like that. was in training. I did training for the group. I did a lot of different roles, had a lot of different roles, just not fulfilled, right? I mean, I felt like I was doing a great job in my job, not fulfilled at all.
Right.
So, there were several times I thought, oh, I'm going to be great at this. And, oh, I'm going to do this, because I would get promoted and they'd ask me to do something different. And so I just thought, I need to figure out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. I've worked with this company for 13 years and I love them, but I think it's time for a change. So I have 3 children. My children were becoming adults and mid-teenage, getting into adulthood. So that was another change in life. My husband, very supportive. So I thought, if I'm going to make a change, I got to do it now.
Right.
So ventured into, let me start a business with skill sets I already have. And that's how most people do it, right?
Yeah.
I went in and started this business. I named it after myself. So the corporate company is Brown Design and Workflow Creations. And I thought, that is the longest name ever.
Yeah.
But I could not come up with anything. I thought, I just need a name to get started. So I did that. I talked to a few people and then created PM Phase because I was doing project management and I love it. Yeah. It's a skill set I know I'm good at.
Right.
So I thought I need to shrink the name and I need to come up with something that really that I identify with.
Right.
So PM Phase was born. And
so it's like a division, almost like a division of your
it's
company.
a DBA. So the corporate company, I didn't want to go through the process of changing or adding another business and creating another entity, because I think having a corporate company also was a good transition when I moved into changing from an LLC into an S corp.
Right.
So it worked. So I just did a DBA for PM Phase. Had to learn to do that. And it worked out. So PM Phase has been on the books since 2015.
Yeah.
I started Brown Design in 2013.
Yeah.
And it's just been going. It's been going. My kids are all grown up now, so they did get the benefit of traveling. I used to travel a lot when I first started with different clients all over the United States. I was everywhere.
I think we're twins. I think we're twins in that. And I just want to dig in here for a moment. So for those of you that don't know what we mean when we say DBA, that's doing business as.
Yes,
and,
yes.
That's an important thing to be up to date on in terms of a business, especially if you do different things.
Yeah.
Your structure is going to matter in the way that people understand you and the way that they see you, because it can get very confusing.
Yes.
If you're doing all of these different things, it's people, they don't really understand your brand.
Yes.
But really having more of that corporate structure with doing business as, and it's seen as a division of your business, just makes it easier for people's brains.
It does. I get that too. They're like, what does PM Phase do? And it's like, I did the consulting firm because they didn't realize it was a consulting firm.
Right.
I bring in contractors to help with different projects. We provide professional services in project management.
Right.
And because we do that, people are like, well, what does that mean? And it's like, well, think about any organization that wants to implement a change.
Right.
They're strategically trying to meet some of their business goals. And they may not have the resources in-house to do that.
Right.
So they contract out with a company like mine and create a project management team. They bring me in to do that. So I bring in resources depending on the size of the project. And we help them to implement those changes that they're trying to structure out into their organization. Right. So again, I'm so task-oriented personally.
Yeah.
So it's a great skill set. I just use it professionally.
Well, and I mean, isn't it like you were called to that?
I feel like that. Yeah. I think there are so many other things. I love training and development. I love creating documents, doing all of that. But I think I was called to help people. And this is the way that I know how to do that.
Right.
And be good at doing that.
Right. And not everybody is gifted at project management.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, a lot of people can be a hot mess, especially in the corporate space.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a lot of red tape to go through. And the beautiful thing about what you do is you make it simpler for the company so that they can focus
on their day-to-day
yes,
operations.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we do. We come in and we take the burden off of you.
Yeah.
They set down the ideas that they want, the strategy of the plan that they want to move toward.
Yeah.
They hand it over to us. We structure it in a very formal project plan.
Right.
And then we implement that while they continue with their day-to-day work. Yeah.
That's so powerful. And I'm sure that you run into a lot of visionaries.
Yes.
And visionaries are awesome, but can also be challenging, I imagine.
The visionaries, they have all of the ideas, but then they forget to put the process and the plans and the steps in place.
Right.
So it's like that convergent thinking, right? It's like, I want this and this and this and this, and it's like, great.
Like it's a menu.
Yes. We're like, hey, I love all of what you're doing, but we really need to structure this one idea. Is this where you're going? What direction do you want it to go in? Let's put some, really consistent ideas down on the paper and then get some processes in place for them.
Yeah.
But I love the visionaries too. I think that they are the ones that really take their organizations into the directions that they never thought. And that organization probably never thought that they would.
Yeah.
So I do love visionaries.
Well, good, because I'm sort of a visionary, but I needed someone like you, but I went ahead and just implemented, and it is what it is.
Well, it works. It works. And, sometimes it does. I think that there are people, and you may have, as the visionary, that idea and that thought, but you also know how you want to get it implemented.
Right.
And sometimes that conflict would happen where what you want and how you want it done does not align with bringing someone else in and they bring in this structure that they think would work best. So, yeah, I absolutely think the visionaries like yourself are great, and the visionary who can implement something.
Yeah.
The bottom line is to get it in and make sure that it's working for you. So we do that also.
Yeah. I love that so much. So I want to go a little bit deeper.
Okay.
Because you came out of the gate, you were talking about, hey, I was in corporate. It was awesome. And then there was like something kind of missing there for you, and you felt a call to something else. When you were 5 years old, did you think that this is how you would end up serving or being in a mission?
Not at all. I knew when I was young that I needed to be in some form of education, whether I was a teacher. I really thought I was going to be a lawyer. Because my mom would always say, your mouth's going to get you in trouble. And I was like, well, it can get other people out of trouble. I can do that. So I knew that I would be in some form of service to someone.
Right.
And I always thought it would be education. I just thought teaching was going to be the thing.
Yeah.
So I never thought moving into project management, because I was also the kid that if I'm throwing the birthday party, here's all the things that we need to do. So it went from that to thinking event planning, and I was like, no, that's way too much. So
yes,
it takes a lot to do that, right? I'm sure that whole putting together the VIP week had to be insane.
It was a lot, yes.
And there's a huge difference between project management and event planning.
Right.
So I was like, nope, that's not it. But I knew task-oriented. I was task-oriented, and I knew that as a kid, I needed structure. I always have. I think it's just my personality. I can have chaos in certain parts of my life, but there has to be, in my professional career, some form of a structure.
Right.
So, yeah, I did not think this at all. I was going to be an attorney, and I was going to get everyone out of trouble because I was always in trouble with this mouth of mine.
I love that. So, I just want to pull a thread there, because you were talking about out of your own need, this gift, this need for structure and order in your life. That's actually how it was born. It was born out of a need that you had yourself.
Yeah. I just kind of sat and did an assessment of the things I knew how to do, the things I would not do. I'm absolutely not good at certain things. And the things that, I'm okay. I can kind of manage that. Like throwing a birthday party, but not event planning.
Right.
And so when I realized that, I have the ability to be analytical. I'm very much, I probably overthink things, and that's probably not good. But with that, I just thought, I'm very good at structuring details. I'm very good at planning things out. I'm very good at forecasting. risk mitigation. Those are skills that I didn't know that I had until I assessed that I can do that. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take this dog and pony show on the road. Yeah. I've, given everything to this corporation, and I still didn't feel complete. Right. Because I felt like it was just them. Right. I wanted to learn so much more about what the world was doing. Yeah. What's everybody out here doing? And how can I find the niche to be a part of that a little bit? Right. Yeah.
And not just that, but it's almost like, did you ever find yourself saying, "Oh gosh, I wish I had more. If I had more time, I could really noodle on this." And that was always a challenge in corporate, right?
Yes, and the time constraints of you're working on their times because they scheduled everything and put everything together in front of you for you, and it's like, but I need more time to do some of these other things that we could do so much more if we took this one thing and blew it up. Right. That's where the visionary can come in and say, I've got 20 ideas. Yeah. And we just took the one and focused on it, and that was it. But I need more. We need more. We need space to do more. Right. But yeah, I think too, it was kind of stifling for me also, because I just felt like it was the same. It became monotonous.
Yeah,
and I could
so
do
you
it with
needed
my
variety.
eyes closed. Yes, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is not exciting anymore. Yeah. While I love the people, love the organization, the job itself just did not. It was so boring at some point. And boring as in, I could literally do this and be done, or I have to spend time trying to figure out how to do more of this, or do more of this in a stretched period of time. Stretch this out so it works. Yeah. But yeah, I just thought, okay, it's time to move on. Right. So it was hard though. It was. I did the security of that, the idea of getting a weekly or biweekly check, insurance, health insurance. All that's going to go away. Right.
That's a little scary.
Oh my gosh. I was like, don't fall. Yeah. Don't get injured. Don't get sick.
That's right. Oh my goodness. I appreciate you so much. How many of you online, you've been in this position where you may even be here now. You're working in a corporate role and you're feeling this tug. You're feeling this gnawing going on, and you find yourself saying, "Oh, I wish I had more time to really think about and envision what I could do, the things that I could do even more of, and really hone down that skill." So I know that we've got some ladies online, and so I want to say hello to you. Hi. We've got Deidre Hancock, who is, she's actually going to be our sponsor for our next circle. Yay. So hello, good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate you joining us this morning. And then we also have Rachel Brinker. Hey, Rachel. Good to see you. And Deidre is like, yes, I totally get that. Oh, yeah. Get what you're saying. Yeah. So, love that. Well, so you've been sharing about how this helps other people. Who is it that you normally work with?
Most of the time I work with, so in corporate America or in my business, I work a lot with CFOs, CIOs, Chief Information Officers. They're the ones that are managing, because a lot of my expertise is in the IT space and healthcare. Yeah. So when you're going into your provider's office, we work with a lot of physician groups that they're changing the electronic medical record, or they're managing how your billing is done for you. We work with a lot of organizations who their staff use learning management systems. Right. So we work in that IT space, which is a cool niche because I always tell people, I work in IT, but do not ask me to fix your computer. I don't know how to do that. If mine broke, I wouldn't know how to
mark that off.
Completely take that off. That's one of those assessments that I'm like, I'm not good with computers. So I want to work in the IT space. So we work with a lot of applications. So we help with installation of learning management systems, even billing systems for your own personal revenue. So I work with QuickBooks, but there are a lot of other applications that are bigger that organizations use in their accounts payable system, right? So we work in that space. So we help them to implement those types of changes. Because some organizations, they start off small, but their systems don't grow with them, right? So then they realize they need to grow out their system to fit the need of their staff and their business. So we help them do that. So CFOs are also the primary ones because they're the ones that are saying, yes, you are approved to pay for that company to come in and make these changes.
That's right. So, I mean, is that small to mid-sized companies?
It depends. I've worked with some very large organizations. I had a hospital system out in California, and they span from the whole the 101. I don't know if you guys are familiar with California. Absolutely beautiful. Wouldn't want to live there though, because it's so high. It's so expensive. But the hospital spanned all across the 101 highway. They had clinics and hospitals from Los Angeles all the way up to San Francisco and then into Nevada. So depending on, the size, but they always have a core main headquarters. So I usually work within that headquarters and we do this kind of spokes out for support with the other areas. But yeah, in smaller organizations, like even with you, if you were growing from where you are now and you just added 4 or 5 people, but you needed an application to help you do that, then I would work with you to say, this is how we can get this done for you. So large or small, it does not matter.
Yeah. Well, we're starting to bust at the seams. So I might be calling you soon.
I will be happy to help. Happy to help.
Oh, goodness. So one of the things, in case you didn't know, we usually prep our guests and give them some things to think about. And I love it when our guests share stories. So what would you say is a story about you that it's just inspiring or something that you learned?
Oh my gosh. Like personally or
it could be personally, professionally.
I think personally, you talked about there's not enough time to sit and think about what you have to do. And you're right. I didn't take the time to sit and think about what I had to do until after I left corporate America.
Oh, wow.
I had made the decision to leave, but then it was like, I know I want to do this, and so I'm just going to ask a few people, and then I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And then I was in it and thought, OMG, I did not really think about this. So I think for me, it was not only did I not take the time to think about and lay out an actual true plan, but for my family, I thought about the impact to them, but I thought on kind of not a non-emotional level, right? I thought I'm not going to have benefits. I'm not going to get a check, but I didn't think I'm not going to see my daughter. My youngest daughter was in middle school at the time. And I was like, oh my God, it was things like I'm going to miss those firsts that she's going to experience maybe without me if I'm out of town because I'm working now. So when I was taking jobs and doing all of these things, I just thought I'm going to miss those things. And how can, I didn't think about that. And so, I just thought, all right, take a step back. So after I finished the first client that I had to truly sit down and say emotionally, what is it that you're doing here to your family? What is it that you're doing? Your daughter's 14 years old. What are you going to say to her when she has to call and say, well, I need you and you're not here, like you're off doing this and that. Yeah. So I had to make some decisions quickly about how to thoughtfully think of my family emotionally when making this business decision. Because I did not do that the first time. And it was so scary because I was just like, we're going to do this and we're going to do this because it's a good thing for me. I'm like, but what about y'all? Like family, I get it. But my family took it all in stride. Yeah, you guys are fine. And honestly, what ended up happening is I was able to say no to things. So that if my daughter needed me or if I knew something was coming up for her, I could be there. So I truly had more time once I took a moment to emotionally invest in what they needed from me as I made this business decision. So it was a challenge because I didn't even think that. And I don't think most people do. I think we think about, we got to get out here and make some things happen for us. And yes, my family's on board, but you're like, well, wait a minute, are they?
Or are they just kind of
coming
along?
It, right.
Yeah.
So my husband was definitely like, well, I appreciate you, taking the time to say, hey, what are you guys feeling?
Right.
What are you feeling about me doing this? And not saying, okay, well, this is what I'm doing. I appreciate your thoughts on this. And I don't care how you feel. We're doing it. So I feel like, that was the biggest impact to me in coming to an emotional state and thinking of my family when starting a business.
Right.
People say they do, but I just wonder how much we actually do.
Right. A lot of us are just running from the pain.
Yeah. So, yeah.
When you actually made that leap, how long did it take you to really just get going with the business once you left corporate?
Probably like 2 years. I'm going to tell you, Angie, it was like, again, you jump into it. I have a great skill set. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
When I do the work, what I didn't know is do the business. What is the business?
Right. There's that whole component that's like a whole nother job.
Oh my gosh. And so it probably took me about 2 years to officially like recover from what I like to call blood red season. Because I'm telling you, I tell my husband, I said, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know what we're doing here, but I'm trying to get this turned around. And again, sitting back and thinking, I didn't think about the impact to them emotionally and these changes. But blood red season was horrible. It was paying out money to travel, paying out money for hotels and car rentals and clients this and clients that. And then waiting 2 and 3 months to get reimbursed for that. Yeah. So it was like blood 2 years. But once I engaged with the business mentor, talked to some other people who had been in the space that I was in, they gave some great advice about you get to control it. Yes. You get to be in charge. You have to manage what it is your expectations are from them, not just what their expectations are from you.
Not a doormat for them.
Yes. And you don't have to just take it because they're offering it. But it took, again, about 2 years to figure it out. Yeah. So once the tide started to turn and I put a few things in place, talked to a few people who helped me, I had some great mentors along the way, professionally and personally, that helped to say, stand up for your business, not just go out there to get it, stand up for it, because you definitely won't be here in 5 years.
Right.
So I made a few changes. By that third year, we were going into a little magenta, then got into green.
Yay!
Yes. I'm very conscious of that now. And the talk that I did was about building a team last week for the VIP, because it's important. I really didn't understand the importance of that until you're transitioning out of that blood red season and into the green, and how you stay there. Right. How you allow yourself to still be part of your family. You can't be everything, everywhere, all the time. Right. So I had to transition that. Right? Yes. And I think it's so critical for us as small business owners, because we think we do, right? But then when you sit down and you map out all of the areas that someone else could do, and you're like, oh my God, I really want to move in. And I heard this from somewhere else. I didn't come up with this. It was be visionary in your business. Be the CEO who's the visionary in your business. You have to work your business. Right. And so that is the change that I'm moving toward now. Yeah. I started by building the team outside. I was just talking to a friend. She owns an insurance brokerage. She's kind of going through the same process. We talked about outside team and inside team. Yeah. So you have your inside team. I built my outside team first because I wanted to spend more time with my family. Yeah. And to be more present with them. And I could not do that if I was doing my own books. It was like going to every single social media event or participating in everything, doing all of that. I couldn't be present for them. Yeah. So I built the outside team first and then built the inside. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have managed to smooth out your path.
And it's smooth.
Whatever.
I don't think
like,
it does, right?
I
You
mean,
just gotta lower the humps a little bit.
well, it's kind of like the Indiana Road.
Yes.
It's like you get like a million chuck holes,
Yes.
and then they'll come in and they'll do construction, they'll fix it, and a year later it's right.
A hole there. A challenge that you gotta overcome.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. So if you think about this whole journey that you've been on, you have come to a mission. You've really come into a mission for yourself personally and for your business. And how would you articulate that mission?
I'm really a lot more conscious in the mission of understanding self-care, self-worth, knowing where I am mentally, because that will drive how my professional business, me personally and my business is to work. So my mission is to always put my mental health first. I need to drive that to a place that makes sense for me, and everything else gets out from there. Yeah. If I can't think straight, I don't know what's happening, you know, and I can't feel straight, right? And straight as in, you know, today I need to feel like this is something I can get up and do. Right. I want to feel exhausted. I don't want to feel like I just can't face this challenge today. Right. So I need to feel some type of emotion, and then I need to understand what the emotion is. If it's a bad day, it's a bad day. And today, if it's a bad day, then on this day I need to take care of myself. So business has to wait. Yeah. So I clearly need for that to happen. Yeah. So my mission is first take care of self, then the business from there.
Awesome. So I see that we've got more ladies on here. Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us. So how can people get in touch with you?
So I am, one of my goals is to try to do a lot more networking and connect with other small businesses, or even large businesses. Matter. I'm all about connecting. So you can reach me. My website is www.pmphase.com. I'm here on all social media. PMPhase for the bright yellow sun. We're again all social media, website, and all contact information on the website as well. I love meeting new people. So if you have an opportunity, I heard someone also working event. You should have at least one lunch with someone you know, make a decision, schedule a lunch date. Yeah. I definitely tried to do that for the past year and a half. I try to have a lunch date with a new person every week. I think it helps to not only your mind, but also again, personally and professionally connected with someone. Yeah. So yes, on media you can reach. I don't know if I'm supposed to get the number.
You, if you want people to call you.
You can get my email address on the website.
Yeah, make them work.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
All right, everybody.
Yes, this was fun. Oh my God.
Oh, I love you're coming on.
Oh God, I love this. I moved into a new business this year. So we PMPhase, a new office. So you'll have to come talk with me.
Okay, well, you have the invitation. I'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Angie, thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate your leadership and your partnership. We love being a part of our community here. Yeah. And for those that want to connect with India, at our website, pmphase.com.
Yes. And also come follow us. Always know what's going on.
That's right. All right, everybody. We have a great day, great weekend. See you next week.
Bye. Have a great